Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Dead Knitter Society Knitting and Grieving podcast. This is my little corner of the internet where fiber arts and grief intersect. My name is Mira. I'm so glad you're here. If you like my content, definitely please give me a like, subscribe, etc. So we're going to start with grief today. I am filming today, Wednesday, March 26th. And my mother has been dead for 9 months. And it was occurring to me this morning as I was like, wow, 26th, 9 months. Like, that's a pregnancy. That is the time that it takes to ostensibly create a human being in your body, like she did for me. And now the world has been without her for that length of time. Like, is that the decreation? I don't know. I was definitely a little tearful in the car. And you know what? I will say that I haven't actually done a lot of car crying lately. But it also, like, these days, you know, I don't think I ever even got together. I swear to God, guys, I filmed like 4 different clips for what we did to celebrate Mom's birthday, which was March 14th. And I couldn't put it together. For whatever reason, maybe I'll go back and do it next year. And the day was what it was. It wasn't the day that I had envisioned for the first birthday without her, and it wasn't the day that I had necessarily planned in my heart of hearts. Although Mom definitely swooped in with a train delay to remind us that even with her not here, we still can't plan anything to the minute and have it happen. It was very Roman in the timing, but we did. We got to, my brother and I and my dad took, my local brother, we took our kids. My daughter had been to this restaurant with my mother, but I don't believe any of the younger ones had. And we took them to one of her favorite spots in the North End of Boston and had a very lovely meal, even though it was delayed by 2 hours sitting on a train with smaller children than mine. So that was exciting. But yeah, so grief is big today. Mom has been gone for 9 months, which means, like, my brother at her birthday was like, oh, well, the only next hard thing is going to be a year. And I was like, oh, no, Mother's Day is coming. So yeah, but this year of firsts without my mom seems to actually be going kind of quickly, which is weird. So let's get into the knitting, because actually what I should be doing right now, well, I should be talking to you right now because that's what I want to be doing. But what I should be doing, sorry, I had a little phone call come in there. What I should be doing, if I should on myself, is that I am trying to get all of my homework done for like the next 2 weeks so that I'm having surgery on Friday. It is pretty significant surgery. I keep coming back to, for fuck's sake, I maintained a 4.0 in my graduate program while my mother was dying. And if a stupid surgery fucks that up, I'm going to be so mad. That's what I need to be doing, but I want to be doing this. So here we are. I want to show you something that Mama knit. I actually, when I publish this later after I've done a couple of assignments, I will try to find the picture that Bella is wearing this in. But this sweet as pie little cardigan, and let me see if I can, yep, I'm gonna button it for you. Sweet as pie little cardigan with these adorable Peter Rabbit, I don't know if you know that children's book, but little Peter Rabbit buttons. And again, just like simple textured detail, with some pearl ribs to create a grid. And I think that's like garter stitch, row to make that rib. It doesn't look slipped. Just simple little detailing, but really beautiful. And it has, I think it has a matching cap. But so beautiful. And my daughter wore this quite a bit. Like I have several pictures with Bella in this outfit. So I do love that. I have a finished object to show you. This is my, here, we'll put it on, my Dashed Beanie. And I will put, I haven't nipped the ends, but they're woven in and it's been washed and blocked. There we go. Yes, I know that it's like, now it's springtime and I just finished a beanie, but Farmer's Daughter Fibers, they started a words, Beanie Brigade, which is a monthly subscription. You get, you know, a skein of like worsted weight, sport weight. It also comes, I'm gonna need to figure out how to sew these on. Really cute little, like, you know how commercially made hats have that little like label at the brim? So I have those that I can put this on this. But this was a super quick knit. I will attach the Ravelry page for it, but I cast on, I've got my knitting journal here, so I know all the goods. I cast this one on the 19th and I finished it Monday night and then I blocked it yesterday. And it doesn't have a very decorated picture. I still need to print off the sticker for it and get it in the closet. But that was a super fast knit. It was fun. Dashed Beanie, I forget the designer, but I will link the pattern below. I believe it's Benjamin Matthews, maybe. I could be wrong. But this is Farmer's Daughter Fibers BFL Superwash, and it's squishy and like the stitch definition is really beautiful. I did figure out, I used this as a let's learn something, which I don't remember if I wrote it down in my what I learned to do this year little list. This journal is keeping me on top. I did not. So I used this opportunity to practice a 2x2 tubular cast on, which I've never done a 1x1. I've never done a 2x2. The 2x2, this technique starts as a 1x1, and then you like flip stitches to make it into 2x2 rib. I'm not sure that it was the perfect cast on for this, but honestly, if anybody's staring at my head right there that closely, like, what are they doing? But I wanted to practice the tubular cast on so that I can make another ranunculus and do that neckline. So that was exciting to have an opportunity to teach myself a new skill with slightly less stitches. Although, you know, I think the irony is that there were more stitches for this. Whatever. I did see Laura Nelkin on her Instagram. She was showing a different way to do a 1x1 tubular cast on. And she said she also has a 2x2 but needed more yarn. So I am curious what her technique is. The other thing, I know I was wearing a knit to the office today. I wore my Sweet Cables top. I'm pretty sure I've showed it to you. My daughter had been helping my dad go through more of mom's things because that's, you know, stuff that needs to happen. And they found this cowl that I made for mom, I want to say in 2017 maybe. It was a Christmas gift. It still smells like her. And I was always talking about how mom like would wash all of her knits. She only knit in washable stuff. Well, this is Madeline Tosh's like cashmere blend that is now, I think it was their like, I forget what it was called, but it's discontinued. It's so delicious. I think she washed this and shrank it and felted it slightly because it is a little bit snugger than when I made it. But it's ZuZu's Petals. I made a few of these when I go through phases. So I have made a couple of these, but Bella had this sitting on mom's desk right before her birthday, and The tears, man, the tears. But yeah, so I'm really would like to give this a wool bath to see if I can actually get it to unfelt a little bit, like a cool water with some wool wash to get the stitch pattern to open up a little bit more. But yeah, so this was one that I made for Mom that she did wear quite a bit. Actually, one of the pictures, oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but because call firefighter life for, you know, the household, there's a pager. I don't know where I put that. I have like 10 of them floating around somewhere and I don't know where it went, but our bookmarks that I made for Mom, one of those pictures, she's wearing that. So she liked it a lot. So what I'm working on right now, got a couple of things. The first is, so as the world is burning, I am really trying to make sure that I like find things that bring me joy, like, you know, yarn monthly subscriptions where I actually then knit the damn things. I will talk about this in a future podcast, but Candace, who is the farmer's daughter, she does a book club with matching yarn. You don't have to buy the yarn. You don't have to buy the book from her, but for the May book club, the yarn and the pattern that went with it was just like, oh, cannot. So I'm definitely, I don't know, I'm justifying it like I'm having surgery, I'm gonna have time to knit, whatever. Ignore the pile of yarn that's behind me that is waiting to be knitted. But I went to Circle of Stitches, which was still at Toil and Trouble, but they're moving back this week. I'm so happy for them. Look at this bag. It's so beautiful and so salty, and I need this energy. So that's project bag. It doesn't look like much. And I really thought that by doing 2 circulars, I would be avoiding the Ninja Death Star of double pointed needles, but I think maybe I was led astray. But this is going to turn into a knitted rat. I am knitting rats for my coworkers because I shared the poem, Hope is Not a Thing with Feathers, It's a Sewer Rat by Caitlin Sedia. And one of my coworkers is expecting her first child, and I thought it would be kind of nice to give a little plushie of a rat as a reminder that, you know, that kind of grit and resilience is what's going to carry us forward in life. And so then I decided I would knit a little rat for everybody on my team. So I got her started today. Need to make sure I start my project pages. And then I am still doing the test knit for knitgraffiti for Leslie Ann Robinson. And I know test knitting is going around YouTube. I do not feel exploited. I am not paying to have this opportunity. I am freely using my own materials and my time to help a designer who I respect, who puts out good patterns because she gets good tech editing and then uses testers to produce another great pattern. You know, at still that under $10 price point for patterns, because it seems like people either won't pay for the pattern and then they're also going to complain about having to test the pattern or having it tested, you know, for the pleasure of getting to do so. So anyway, that's a different rant. But this is the progress I've made so far on my Pixie Cardi. I had dreams of being able to get this split for the armholes, because you're knitting from the bottom up, before my surgery. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm at about 10 inches, a little bit more than 10 inches. I'm probably like sitting at like 10 3/4, and I need to be at 16. And I have a very packed work day tomorrow, and I'm trying to get all this homework done. So it's going to be what it's going to be. I still have 3.5 more weeks before the deadline. So I'm pretty confident, as long as I don't go spiraling off and doing, like, this was more car knitting. And the rats too are like, that's for that, like when I can't get into a long stretch of patterning. But that's what I've got going on right now. I am trying to, before I go into surgery Friday, get yarn caked up so that I'm ready once I have my pixie done to get jumping on a second ranunculus. I want to make another lounging top by Hoki Locatelli, and I also saw, this will probably be the third out of the three that I cast on because it's more of a pullover, the Lento raglan. I was also looking at the Felix by, I want to say it's Alison Christoffers, but I could have that wrong. Both pretty raglan shaping, but the Lento, I think that I can salvage yarn that I had gotten for a Milton, which the combo wasn't working in that pattern, but this would be holding the yarns together. So eventually I want to swatch for that to see, because I did buy 2 different not fuzzy yarns for that Milton project, and I want to see which set looks nicer knitted together for the Lento. So, that is what I have for you today. I am going to dig right into some family therapy homework. And I'm going to miss my mom more. Wherever you are, I hope that you feel loved. I hope to be coming to you again soon after surgery. And may you have love in your heart. I will see you next time.